Okay, students, today we're going to play a vocabulary beanbag game with our vocabulary words. I know this can be really exciting as we get to throw beanbags around, but I really need you guys all to open up your listening ears and pay attention so that we can all be safe and everybody can have fun playing the game. So first I'm going to show you how the game will work and explain how we will play. Then I will demonstrate, and after that we can play together as a class or in small groups, okay? So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put up on the front board here what the game board will look like, okay? It's going to be a 2x2 grid on a poster. Excuse me. Let me grab my sheet here. Okay, so it's going to look like this, okay? There's going to be a poster and it's going to have 4 sections. Each section, one is going to say use in a sentence. One is going to say define, one is going to say act out, and one is going to say draw, okay? So first, I'm going to pull up a list of our weekly or monthly vocabulary words that we're working on, and I'm going to leave it visible to all of us, okay? And so the object of the game is going to be to throw a beanbag, land on one of these squares that is going to say use a sentence, define, act out, or draw, and land on one of those. When you land on one of those, you're going to pick a vocabulary word from the list, okay? And it's going to do whatever the square says to do with that word. Okay, so if I were to take a beanbag and I were to throw it and I were to land on use in a sentence, and I were to look at my vocabulary words, and one of our vocabulary words was something like bubbly. Okay, so I might say a sentence and I might say something like, when Susie showed up to school, she was in a good mood and really bubbly. That would work. That means she showed up and she's bubbly. She has a lot of energy. Another sentence could be, the soda that I cracked open to drink was really bubbly. So that would be another way of saying, here's how I would use that word in a sentence, okay? So now as the teacher, I would throw the beanbag a few more times, landing on different squares, and each time I might pick a different word and show examples of the correct or maybe the incorrect way to use the words. I might land on one and it might say, define the word colorful. And I might say something like, the picture is red, so it's colorful. That's not really defining the word colorful. Defining the word colorful would mean something that is bright and full of different colors and attracts your eye, or something like that, okay? So now that all of you guys have an idea of what you need to do, I've got all the posters over here stacked up. I've got a couple different ones so we can split into small groups, okay? And I'm going to give each of you students a set of vocabulary words, and so you can have them before you toss the beanbag onto the board. And remember, whatever action they land on, you have to do. If you miss the board, don't worry about it. Just toss it again or move closer to the board if you need to. You can always make the game more competitive by splitting into teams if we wanted to, and we can award points for accurately showing, writing, or telling us what the vocabulary word means. So that is what we're going to do, and yeah, so then you would have your students do the unguided practice here. And if you had a student that you saw was struggling with this is where the intensification would come in. If you're going around, you have these small groups and you just have a student who's just, almost there but kind of struggling, what I would do is I would play this game one-on-one with them when you get a chance, or maybe even have the small groups do it and pull that student aside while the small groups are playing and play with them just one-on-one for a few words so you can hone in and see on exactly why they're struggling. But that intensification with this game would be great to just, instead of just having them play in front of the other students where they might get nervous or struggling in some way, have them do it one-on-one, maybe with you or a student teacher or someone else. So that would be the intensification for this lesson. So great job, students. Each week we're going to play a game somewhat like this, maybe even the same exact game. We'll keep our boards and our bean bags, and we'll just use our new vocabulary words to help us practice. So we'll have a new list to use. So great job today, guys. And we'll see you next lesson. Thanks.